Slenderman Horror Story. Four friends, Scarlett, Cathy, Christy, and Maria, had gone camping in the jungle with their college group. It was about dusk when the four of them went deep inside the jungle to click pictures. Suddenly, Maria found a camera lying on the ground. The camera belonged to Cathy, but Cathy was nowhere to be found, as if she had disappeared from there. They looked for her for a long time, but couldn't find her. When Maria opened Cathy's camera and looked at the photos, she was baffled. There was a shadow of a tall and thin man in the photos, and it kept coming closer and closer with each picture. Scarlett was taken aback after seeing the photos. She shouted, "This is Slenderman!" Maria and Christy asked her about Slenderman. Scarlett told them that Slenderman is an urban horror legend who possesses young boys and girls and makes them do whatever he wants. It is believed that he can drive anyone crazy. Scarlett initially thought all those stories to be fictitious, but after seeing these photos, she got really worried for Cathy. Maria started reading about Slenderman on the internet, and she found out that to summon Slenderman, they had to perform a ritual. They needed to blindfold themselves and ring a bell 3 times. But nobody can open their blindfolds or utter a word until the ritual is complete. If anyone opens their eyes, Slenderman gets very angry and takes that person along with him. They had just one way to find their friend, Cathy, and that was to summon Slenderman. Scarlett, Christy, and Maria, all 3 took out a piece of cloth from their bags and covered their eyes and started ringing the bell. Suddenly, Scarlett felt that someone had grabbed her neck from behind. She screamed out and removed the blindfold to see who it was, but didn't find anyone behind her. The ritual was interrupted in between, and they failed to summon Slenderman. It was very late at night, and thus the 3 friends decided to head back to their tents. After returning to her tent, Scarlett felt weird. Since the time that she thought someone had grabbed her neck in the jungle, she felt as if something was stuck in her throat. The moment she opened her mouth, she saw some black particles started coming out of her mouth. Soon, the black particles started taking the shape of Slenderman. It was very tall, very thin, and had a very long face. He looked terrifying, as his face didn't have any eyes, nose, or mouth. Just seeing him, Scarlett was petrified. But suddenly the fear on her face vanished. It seemed that the Slenderman had possessed her. She picked up her phone and called Maria and Christy, and told them that they should once again meet at the same spot where Cathy disappeared. Her friends were really scared, but they eventually agreed to go with Scarlett. But they were unaware of anything that was going to happen with them this time. After reaching the jungle, Scarlett asked both her friends to cover their eyes with a blindfold. Christy found Scarlett's behavior to be weirdly odd, and thus she asked Maria to return back to their tents. Maria said she was just overthinking, but Christy started walking back to her tent. Scarlett didn't say anything to her, but asked Maria again to put a blindfold on her eyes. As soon as she put the blindfold on, once again the Slender Man came out of Scarlett's mouth. He removed her blindfold, and Maria let out a loud scream after seeing him. Christy, who was returning back to her tent, heard Maria's scream. She turned back, stood behind a tree, and started watching everything while she was hiding. Maria's scream suddenly stopped, and she stood there as if nothing had happened. Slenderman had taken over her as well. He started going further inside the jungle, and Maria and Scarlet followed him. Christy immediately called the police and informed them about everything. As soon as the police arrived, she took them in the direction where Slenderman had taken them. When they reached there, they found a well in which the dead bodies of Cathy, Maria, and Scarlet were floating. Seeing her friends' dead bodies, Christy went into a state of shock. For many years, Christy had seizures and she felt that Slenderman had taken over her. But who was Slenderman and what was his story? To know the origin story of Slenderman, keep watching our channel, Bloody Monday Horror Stories, and don't forget to subscribe to it.